honey, we do have a quorum.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion for approval of our May 14th, 2012 minutes.
So moved.
Motion to be approved.
Second.
Second. Are there any corrections or additions to those minutes? All in favor of approving those minutes can signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposition? Okay. Next item is the State of the Nation by Principal Chief Bill John Baker.
Well, good evening. It's a wonderful time to be alive in Cherokee now. We have been extremely busy this month, but lots of good things have been happening. We just got back from an opening at No Water next to their clinic, where we opened up a new food distribution center, but it also has a nutrition site built on. It's the first time that we've been able to do that. It gives us the opportunity to have a meeting room where Cherokees can come together and gather and meet and greet and use the room for many other things. But it's also a nutrition site to where our elders can go in and eat a couple of meals a day. And hopefully we'll continue that and make it, like to get it up to 5 days a week. When we showed up, it was almost believed that the room was too small. Every chair was taken, standing room only. The mayor was there. They were extremely pleased that we were able to do that. And in a small town like Nowata, those 9 new jobs really mean something because they're sustainable, good jobs with benefits. I just got fresh off the presses. We just got approval for a special deputization at the Claremore Indian Hospital so that our entire marshal service will be deputized so that they can go on to Claremore if there is an emergency. We have plans to cross-deputize with the city of Claremore so that if there were an emergency or a disaster, up until this point, the Claremore police would have had to sit at the curb and listened and waited until a U.S. Marshal could get there. So this has been an ongoing problem and a fear that we've had for our constituents that go to Claremore. So I'd like for everybody to give Shannon Buell a big round of applause for getting that done. I thought I was only going to be able to announce tonight that K.C. King, one of our marshals, was cross-deputized with the U.S. Marshal Service, not just for Claremore, but he has complete jurisdiction, and they've made him part of a major crimes task force, and it's the first time that a Native American marshal has been invited and gotten complete cross-deputization. So we've got one that basically can go any place, but all of our marshals will be able to go to Claremore. And with this being signed, we hope to have them actually deputized, we think, here at the complex next Monday. That hasn't been confirmed as to what time that will be done. But with that, we've also had the same problem at Sequoia High School. And so the Eastern District is going to follow the Northern District so that we can be cross-deputized at Sequoia High School as well. So that if there was ever any disaster, it would be marshals and not unarmed security guards protecting our children. The food distribution site up at Nowata is really neat. we've given, we've got 6 sites now 7, and 6 tailgate sites. And over the last year, we've distributed over $7 million worth of food to our citizens. And $7 million worth of food as compared to what the state does, many times our food costs are 60% of what the food costs are at the grocery stores. So if you use real dollars, that $7 million is pretty much closer to $9 or $10 million in groceries that we're able to get out to our people. Now, we wish that we didn't need food distribution sites, but in this economy and with people struggling, that's one of those hands up that people need, and we're going to make those dollars stretch just as far as we possibly can, as long as it's needed. Our Elders in Need program, which is $200 every 6 months to the poorest of the poor. The letters went out, and the checks will be going out the 1st of July to the first group of Elders in Need. Then the application process will open up for 2 weeks for any other Elders in Need, so that we can pay it on their utility bill. So if they have other needs for medicine or groceries or whatever their need is, it will put that extra $200 in the pockets of our neediest Cherokees. We need our kids are out on the Remember the Removal bike ride, and they left here on June the 1st, and they should get back on June the 22nd. And if you're techie, you can follow them on Facebook, and they're having the time of their life. On May 31st, the Cherokee Marshal Service, well, I'm sorry, I'd already been there, by the task force. We also did an opening this month in Delaware County at Jay, Oklahoma, for called the Jay Laundry. It's a facility that is owned by C&B. It has created 12 new jobs in an area that is used to losing jobs, not getting jobs. They're going to do all the laundry or they're doing all the laundry for the West Siloam Springs Casino, or for their hotel. And as soon as they get up to speed and water pressure issues, they'll start doing all the laundry for the Hard Rock Casino as well. And it'll create 12 good jobs that have benefits, have insurance, that will support 12 families, and they can stay in their home community right there in Jay, Oklahoma. Although school's out, our staff is gearing up for our clothing vouchers, and they're getting ready to kick that off, and it'll be $100 vouchers again this year with stage, and you can get the full list of times and dates on www.cherokee.org. On Thursday and Friday of this week was the first full meeting of the Intertribal Council with committees in the last 6 years. The 5 chiefs were extremely pleased that we could get back together. The folks on the committees are extremely pleased. And we went back to the original organization as it was designed in 1950. At one point, it was the most powerful group in Indian country, and I truly believe it will be that again. And so we're hard at it, and we're sharing ideas with the other tribes, and our staff is, everybody doesn't have to invent the wheel, folks. And so we can take some good ideas, and we can bring them here, and we can share our good ideas with the other tribes. And We represent jointly over 500,000 Native Americans when the 5 chiefs sat down at the table. Well, we come to the part that I dislike the most, where we talk about the Cherokees that are not with us any longer. We have Pearl Bird of Tulsa and Betty Wood of Claremore. Do the council have others? Bill?
Yes, I had one this morning passed away, Kobe Juby.
Kobe GB,
Juby.
yeah, a relative, right?
Yes, a cousin.
I'm so sorry. Karen?
Thank you. So Betty Wood was of Claremore, but she was also a Pocahontas member with me and several others, and she was 92. Joanna Russell of Chelsea, who was 73 years old and a member of the Pocahontas Club. Bobby Girton of Chelsea, who was a retired Oklahoma Highway Patrolman, and he was 66. And Pearl Bird was of Claremore. She was 88. She was born a Rabbit, and she married a Gord at Baldridge, and a Baldridge before that, so big Cherokee family, and she raised a lot of kids. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim
Yeah.
Gates. Jim Gates of
Jim
Southeast
Gates.
Kansas.
Wayne Sinor of Leach.
Claude Livers of Stillwell.
I'm sorry.
Claude Livers.
Yeah, a lot of labors. If we could take a moment of silence for these lost souls. Thank you all so much. And now it comes to the part I like the best. That's when I call Deputy Chief S. Joe Crittenden up, and we get the opportunity to honor our veterans. And so, Deputy, if you will.
Thank you, Chief Baker. Tonight, I'm privileged to, as we honor 3 veterans for their service to our country, and it looks like I'm going to start off with somebody who quite possibly may be a distant relation of mine. I haven't done any research, but his name is Andrew Crittenden. And if Andrew is here, would he come down, please? All right, have a seat right there. Andrew was born in Keefton, Oklahoma on February the 4th, 1917 to John and Annie Crittenden, He was raised in the little community of Riverside on the east side of Muskogee, Oklahoma. He was privileged to have 8 brothers and sisters, 3 of whom also served in World War II. He attended Riverside School and is a long-standing member of New Hope Baptist Church in Riverside. He enlisted in the National Guard in Muskogee, Oklahoma at the age of 23 on September the 20th, 1940. He served with the 45th and the 180th Infantry Regiment, known as the Thunderbirds. Until 1930, the insignia patch the 45th wore was a swastika. It was an Indian symbol meaning good luck, but when Hitler used it for his military emblem, the 45th changed theirs to another Indian symbol, the Thunderbird. Andrew served through 2 enlistments with the 45th. He was present for General George Patton's famous speech on June 21, 1943 to the troops. On January the 22nd, 1944, during the invasion of Anzio, Italy, Andrew earned the Silver Star for shooting down a German plane with a turret gun mounted on top of a 2.5-ton truck with a soft top. He also received 2 Bronze Stars for bravery and 6 Major Battle Stars. His division served the longest days in full combat of any division during World War II, 511 days, during which he helped liberate the Dachau prison camp in Munich. He returned home with the rank of Staff Sergeant in June of 1945, and his 3 brothers, who also fought in the war, returned at almost the same time. They were all welcomed back as heroes by their families, friends, and citizens of Muskogee, Oklahoma. Andrew is now 95 years young. He still walks on the treadmill every day, exercises, drives, and loves life. One of his favorite things to keep himself active is going to the Indian casinos for entertainment. He is very proud of his Cherokee heritage and being a member of the Cherokee Nation. Andrew, I want to thank you, sir, for your service to your country. I said that, yes, sir. Stand up here. I didn't know. Well, I hope we don't start tonight. We're getting you a Purple Heart, okay? And I love this right here. It's very pretty. Heard on it?
Let's step right in
Get
here.
right in here, sir.
I'll try not to break the camera. How's that? Thank
Would you
you.
care to say a few words to our congregation here?
Well, it's an honor for me to be here among all the Cherokee friends, and I love the Cherokees, and I love the chief, and I love the assistant chief. All the way through. But, I try to live a good life, and I do go to casino. But I have with me my son John Crittenden, his wife Carla Crittenden, my niece Karen Plant, and the rest of them couldn't come. I've got another son, but he has heart problems and he works, so he was a little leery about trying to make it. Thank you for the service.
Next, we have Cooey Meggs. I believe I'm saying that right. Is Cooey here? Yes, he is. All right. Congratulations, sir. Thank you for the service. Would you like to sit down for just a moment? Cooey was born in Cherokee County and raised in Park Hill, Oklahoma. He is the son of Gertie and Cooey Meggs Sr. He graduated from Bagley High School in 1942 and attended Northeastern University for 3 semesters before he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. He served in the United States Marine Corps from 1943 to 1945. His specialty training was expert rifleman. His active duty campaigns were in the South Pacific, Peleliu, is that the way you say that? Peleliu, all right. September 15th, 1944, and Okinawa, April 1st, 1945. In 1946, the Daily Oklahoman wrote the following on his experience on Okinawa. Twice wounded from Japanese grenade fragments, Cooey still refused to quit. He continued to refuse evacuation, hurling grenades and delivering automatic fire into the ranks of the enemy, with such fearlessness and accuracy that he destroyed and wounded an unestimated number of the advancing enemy troops. For such gallantry, he was awarded the Silver Star and 2 Purple Hearts. He is retired and lives with his wife, Merle, in Park Hill, Oklahoma. And Mr. Meggs, I want to thank you, sir, for your service to your country. Appreciate you very much.
Could direct the Senate to come wrong.
Oh, yeah. I'll have that. Next, we have a gentleman from Adair County named Arch Van. And where did Arch go? He was... There he comes. Come on down, Arch. Arch Van was born in Adair County on November the 4th, 1922, to White Van and Jenny Bunch. He was raised in the Rock Fence community. At the age of 19, he was drafted into the Navy 1941 and was stationed in San Diego, California, where he began his training. Right before his unit was sent off to Germany, he was found to have some medical problems. Therefore, he didn't get sent overseas with the rest of his unit. Later, he was honorably discharged. He now resides in the Candy Mink Springs community, Adair County, with his wife, Mary. And Arch, I want to thank you, sir, for your service to your country. Come here, Arch.
Come on down.
Madam Speaker, that's all I have.
Thank you.
They promised to watch my back tonight, and we've got a group of young people that are in our internship program here at the Nation. They all have a 3.8 grade point average or more, and if we could have the interns please stand up. If you'll take this minute, give your name and where you're from.
I'm Sharon Johnson from Fort Gibson. Lacey Pittman, I'm from Tahlequah.
Emily Buckner, I'm from Tahlequah.
Dylan Tucker, I'm from Tahlequah. I'm Stacy Wright, and I'm from Dewey. Chrissy Kingfisher, and I'm from Tahlequah.
I'm Caitlin Bugle from Catoosa. I'm Cherokee Hughes from Tahlequah.
Timmy Ross from Locust Grove.
I'm Cheyenne Wilkie from Westville.
Caleb Henderson from Foyle. Sergey Antigua, Locust Grove.
Haley Blackwood from Kansas. Bethany Glenn from Stillwell. Crystal Riley from Tahlequah. Amber Morgan from Engelgrove. Brian Krager from Tahlequah.
Mac Walls from Tahlequah.
Future of the Cherokee Nation.
Thank you, Chief Baker. Looks like we have no unfinished business, so we'll move on into committee reports. Housing Authority report by Mr. Gary Cooper.
Good evening, Madam Speaker, members of the council. It's been a busy month for the Housing Authority as we get started on building new homes. The June Housing Authority Board meeting is scheduled for next Tuesday, the 19th. That meeting is scheduled for noon at the Allen Hogner Conference Center at the Housing Authority Complex office there off 4th Street here in Tahlequah. Several years ago, those meetings were held in the evening to allow better access to not only Housing Authority employees, but also all Cherokee citizens in general. One of the items on this month's meeting will be to move that meeting time back to 5:30 in the evening to allow for better access to everyone who wishes to attend. Earlier today in the Community Services Committee meeting, we mentioned the College Housing Assistance Program, which was formerly the Dorm Assistance Program. I don't believe we got a chance to mention what days we would be taking applications, but I did want to mention those to everyone. We will begin taking applications on July 2nd, and those will continue through July 16th. We hope to, those applications will be not only available online on Cherokee.org, but also in any of the Cherokee Nation offices throughout the jurisdiction. We are also working with communications to prepare press releases for all of the local newspapers in all 14 counties. To date, we received 770 applications on our new home construction program. Of those applications, we have a little over 41% that have land, and about 42% do not have land but have expressed an interest in accepting land that either the Housing Authority owns or that we have in our inventory. So those are fairly good numbers, I believe, from what we've seen. Our applications are currently being updated for every county, all of the 14 counties. We are pulling applications in, and we hope to get started in every county within the next few months. So if we don't start in your county first, just bear with us because we will be moving there shortly. Our land development staff have been busy doing land inspections to determine whether or not sites are buildable, and for the most part, every site that they've been to has had a buildable location on site. We will begin the process of, we have approximately 13 sites ready today that we will begin the process of surveying and abstracting on this week. We also, to date, on our Community Shield Insurance Program through AMRAN, we have 2,334 applications on that program. Continues to be a very successful program. That is all I have for this evening, unless anyone has any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer those.
Questions? Questions of Mr. Cooper? Good report, Gary.
No
Thank you.
questions.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't look down there.
No questions, just a thank you to Gary. Mr. Cooper, we really appreciate you showing up in Marble City and also at Bellefonte, going over housing, because that's where we need it first. Thank you very much.
No problem with that. And anyone else who has community meetings, just be sure to let us know, and we will be more than happy to be there.
Yeah, in the same District 5, really appreciate you and your 2 staff members that showed up for our Saturday Hog Fry at Rogers County Cherokee Association. It was greatly appreciated. I know people had lots of questions for you, so
Yes,
thank
they
you,
did.
Madam Speaker.
Any other questions or comments of Mr. Cooper? Thank you, Gary.
Thank you all very much.
Next report will be Cherokee Nation businesses, and I see Mr. Slayton is ready to go.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, Chief and Council. It's my pleasure to represent our 4,000 employees before you tonight. We'll be speaking financially about March. It was our biggest month ever in our gaming facilities. We set record for all time there. Overall, we are doing great financially. In addition to that, our contributions tax-wise were $255,000 for the month. We had several promotions of Cherokee citizens. Seth Greer was promoted to Division Controller. Ben Blosh was promoted also to a controller position. And Jason Ward accepted a position in our Business Process Improvement Group. Cherokee Nation Businesses held a job fair on June 2nd to bring more than 24 new jobs to Mays County. There was a CNI job fair at Mid-America that had 53 attendees. 8 new machinists were hired that were Cherokee. Additional support staff is to be hired there soon, and those positions are fulfilling the needs that we have with the new partnership with Baker Hughes. So we're really excited about that and expect great things for that in times to come. Our businesses held interviewing for success workshops in West Salem Springs. These are free and informative to community workshops. It helps job-seeking citizens and college-bound students master the interview process. Our subsidiary, Mobility Plus, raised more than $12,000 for the Kelly B. Todd Cerebral Palsy Center with their 6th annual golf tournament in Muskogee. We appreciate everybody that participated in that. Cherokee Trails this summer is holding free golf instruction for the Cherokee youth. If you know of somebody that would like to learn how to play golf, we provide a couple of professional golfers there that will be available to assist them. Our Cherokee Heritage Center received the Museum Institutional Excellence Award by the Association of Tribal Archives, Libraries, and Museums. Also, our Cultural Tourism Department won multiple awards recently at the Redbud Award ceremony at the Oklahoma History Center in Oklahoma City. Very proud of the things that they do for us. Currently, we have 4,000 jobs. We have Cherokee employment of 67%, with other Native Americans at 8.6%, for a total of 76.6% Native American employment. And at some point in the future, we hope to see a good number of these young men and women employed in some of our businesses as future Cherokee leaders. That's my report, and I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, Kara?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I've heard some scuttlebutt that Cherokee Nation businesses, and I'm trying to make sense of it, has entered into a contract on our water litigation. Is that correct?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Thank you. Nothing involving water research, water litigation?
Well, again, not to my knowledge.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions or comments?
Madam
Councilor
Speaker, Sean, again, just, I want to commend you and your staff because you took on a difficult task to step in as acting CEO, and your directors and executive directors have done an outstanding job to keep the revenue flowing, so I want to commend you and your staff for that. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's our people making the difference.
Also, the Cherokee employees, it seems like your percentages have gone up, and we strive for that, again, as you said. Hopefully, our youth here can fill some of those spots in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I was just going to reiterate what Councilman Byrd said.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments of Mr. Slayton? Okay, Sean.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I see no old business, so we'll move into new business. And the first is from the Resource Committee, 12-071. Councilor Watts, would you take that?
Yes, Madam Speaker, thank you. This resolution came from committee, and it's an in-kind donation to the Confederated Tribes of the Umatilla Indian Reservation. And it is one of our no longer utilized air profilers, and I make a motion to approve.
Having heard a motion and second, are there any questions or discussion?
For the record, we might let the people know what the appraisal on that inventory was, or is.
I had it for committee, and I want to say it was around $10,000 to $15,000 was the book value for the used air sampler. And to be specific, even though it's in writing, it is an AeroVironment Mini Sodar Upper Air Profiler. Does that get everybody excited?
Other questions or comments? We need, you want to do it by voice vote?
Please, I think it's a resolution, right?
All those in favor of this resolution can signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same. Okay, ayes have it.
Thank you.
Then we have our Rules Committee, 12-076. Counselor Fishinghawk, will you take that?
Oh, yes. This is a resolution confirming the nomination of John C. Garrett as a Justice of the Supreme Court, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Okay. Questions or comments? And yes, John Garrett is here tonight. Okay, any questions? Yes, Counselor Watts.
Thank you, Mr. Garrett. Hi. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to ask a question that I've already asked because I went out on the United Couture Band website, and it still lists you as Chief Justice of the UKB Supreme Court, and I pulled this on June 1st, 2012. So just to make sure, you are no longer either Chief Justice or on the Supreme Court UKB.
And I can assure you that Judge Lynn Burroughs has been appointed in my position. So, I mean, I know that for a fact, and I handed in my resignation prior to appearing before the council on the other occasions.
Okay, thank you. I know you appreciate and understand that.
No problem.
From where I'm coming
No
from, to
problem.
make sure, because obviously, given the recent news release by Chief Baker about the issues concerning UKB Land into Trust, it's very sensitive
I
for
understand
us.
that.
So I have a couple more questions for you too. So in committee, I'd asked you about if UKB cases came before you, would you recuse yourself? And I think at the time, you may have felt like, and maybe even others, that there wouldn't be a reason. And some of the things that came to mind immediately following the meeting to me, one of them would be if there was an issue of UKB and Cherokee Nation dual citizenship or such that came before the Supreme Court, would you recuse yourself?
Well, personally, I don't think that I would have a conflict. But if it was brought to the attention and by the other members of the court, the feeling was that I should, I would be happy to. But personally, I don't think I would need to.
Okay. And if somehow the issues of land ownership and those things were to come before our Supreme Court, because we have the jurisdictional base, from my perspective, that's the way I see it, you would also consider recusing yourself at that time then too?
Again, I don't think that would be a conflict. But again, if the other officers or judges felt that this would be a conflict, I wouldn't have a problem. But I don't have a problem, and I don't think it would be a problem.
Thank you for your candor and for always answering my questions. It's greatly appreciated. And thank you for your willingness to serve the Cherokee Nation.
It's my honor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Councilman Keener.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you for being here tonight again and standing before us.
Thank you.
About 2 weeks ago in committee, I'd asked you what constitution that you thought we were under.
I can answer that now.
Okay, good.
The 99.
Okay, thank you. And so you feel or you think, or you would rule that the Cherokee Nation is a constitutional government then?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Councilor Rayleigh.
Mr. Garrett, not trying to second guess the chief's appointment, but I'm unclear of, and if you can answer that, if you can't answer it, I understand. I'm unclear of your opinion of whether the UKB casino sits on Indian land, particularly since it's within the Cherokee Nation's jurisdiction. If you can't answer that, I certainly understand.
Obviously, there's lots of people that can't answer that, and that seems to be the real issue right now. And I think that's something for the federal court, the National Indian Gaming Commission, and possibly the state of Oklahoma. I think that's their issue now. And I think that's certainly out of the realm of anyone on the local basis.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Mr. Garrett, just for the audience and for the record, how much experience do you have as serving as a judge?
Well, I served 16 years as the district judge in Adair and Sequoyah counties. I've served as a city judge in Muskogee way back there for 10 years. So depending on how you want to count it, I've roughly had about 30 years of some type of judicial experiences.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Yes.
Just briefly, Madam Speaker, I certainly support Judge Garrett's nomination. We just heard a bit about his experience. That kind of is the tip of the iceberg from what I've seen. This man has a depth of experience that we value on the court. He's got an understanding of the substantive area of Indian law and many other areas of the law that'll serve him well. And Mr. Garrett, I appreciate your willingness to serve, because this service is also sacrifice, and you're willing to do that, and your career's been marked by that, and I appreciate that.
I consider it an honor. Excuse me.
Thank you, sir. And with respect to the recusal issue that's been raised, from my perspective, you answered it as any judge would, which is, as the facts are presented in any particular case, certainly you are going to entertain the notion of whether you should recuse. That's all we would ask of any judge, and that's certainly what you've offered us here today. So, Madam Speaker, I think we've got an opportunity to put a gentleman on the court that will bring a lot to that institution, and I support it. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? I think we'll go ahead and have Shelley call roll.
Chad Huskin Jr.,
Yes.
Tana Glory Jordan,
Yes.
Lee Keener,
No.
Dick Lay,
Yes.
Curtis Snell,
Yes.
David Thornton,
Yes.
David Walkingstick.
Yes.
Kara Cowan Watts,
No.
Bill England,
No.
Jack Baker.
No.
Joe Byrd,
Yes.
Julia Coates,
No.
Jody Fishinghawk,
Yes.
Meredith Fraley,
No.
Janelle Fulbright,
Yes.
Don Garvin,
Yes.
Frankie Hargis.
Yes.
We have 11 yes and 6 no.
I'd like to welcome our new Supreme Court Justice, John Garrett. If you all will let us take a few minutes, we actually have another Supreme Court Justice, Darrell Dowdy, with us tonight, and he's going to go ahead and administer the oath. In case John hasn't, or forgets, this is his wife Debbie coming down.
Raise your right hand. Follow after me. I, and state your name,
I, John C. Garrett,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of Supreme Court Justice of the Cherokee Nation
as Supreme Court Justice of the Cherokee Nation,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the Cherokee Nation
the Constitution of the Cherokee Nation
and the United States.
and the United States.
I swear further
I swear further
that I will do everything within my power
that I will do everything within my power
to promote the culture, heritage, and traditions
to promote the culture, heritage, and traditions
of the Cherokee Nation.
of the Cherokee Nation.
Congratulations, Justice.
And just a bit of housekeeping while he's signing his oath. I have in my possession a resignation from his present board membership, which was the Gaming Commission, and it was to take effect the moment the council approves his judicial appointment, so there will be no question of dual office holding.
Thank you very much. Now, I hope that I can serve the nation with honor. Thank you.
I know you will. Okay, our next item of business is 12-079, now the Rules Committee. Councilwoman Fisher-Hawk, will you take that?
This is an act amending Legislative Act 06-98 relating to the governmental records of the Cherokee Nation, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Yes. Questions or comments, I guess?
Like to be added as
Okay. Are there others that want to be added as a sponsor at this time? Frankie? Who else? Meredith? Councilman Lottie? How many, raise your hands, does everybody want to be added as a sponsor? Does anybody not want to be a sponsor? David?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, you do want to be a sponsor, okay. I think y'all want this by acclamation? Okay. All those in favor? Yes. I did ask questions. Do you have a?
I didn't hear you call for them, and I thought there were, so, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor can signify by aye. Aye. In a hurry. Okay, I think it's by acclamation. Now we have out of Executive and Finance Committee, 12-074, and it looks like Councilwoman Fisher-Hawk, you're up again.
The purpose of this amendment is to authorize and approve the use of funds in the amount of $27,615,699 for a total budget authority of $548,088,748. I put this in the form of a motion.
Second with a friendly amendment, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
And the friendly amendment is to appropriate an additional $25,000 to the sports team budget. And Madam Speaker, the source of the funds will be from unappropriated revenues.
I accept that.
Okay. And that's unappropriated revenues? Okay. We have a motion and second. Questions or comments? Okay, we'll go ahead and do this is an act, so I guess we better do roll call.
Janelle Fulbright,
Yes.
John Garvin,
Yes.
Frankie Hargis,
Yes.
Chuck Hoskin Jr.,
Yes.
Anna Gloria Jordan,
Yes.
Lee Keener,
Yes.
Dick Lay,
Yes.
Curtis Snell,
Yes.
David Thornton,
yes.
David Walkenstick, Eric Allen Watt,
Yes.
Will England,
Yes.
Jack Baker,
Yes.
Joe Berg,
Yes.
Julia Coates, Jody Fishinghawk,
Yes.
Meredith Fraley.
Yes.
We have 17 yes and 0 no.
Okay, the ayes have it. Okay, we're down to announcements. It's a short night. Do we have any announcements? Yes. Councilman Fulbright, or Councilman Fulbright.
When you get my age, you need to keep notes everywhere handy. When the chief called for us to name off the people that had passed away, I omitted someone, and I would be remiss of my duties if I let it go another month. Down in Sequoia County, we lost an outstanding citizen, Earl Cleed Stewart. We commonly called him E.C. Stewart. He's a good friend of ours, and he liked just a few days being 95 years old. He accomplished a lot of things in his life. He was the mayor of Salisaw. He was the former sheriff of Sequoia County, public school administrator at Roland, social worker, highway patrolman, all-around cattleman and rancher, and he will be missed by everyone out in the Aikens and Salisaw area. E.C. Stewart. Let's remember him in a moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Madam Speaker?
Yes,
I'd like to
Councilman
recognize, I have a nephew in the crowd. This is his first council meeting. I'd like for him just to stand.
Tell us his name.
His name is Wadey Bird. Thank you.
Yes. Council Lady Fraley.
Monday, June the 25th, we're having a community meeting at Salina. We're having a real good Indian dinner. We're having wild onions and eggs, beans and cornbread. So you're all invited. It's 5:30, 7:30, June the 25th, Salina High School cafeteria.
Okay, any other announcements? Mr. Garvin.
I'd like to introduce Coach Carl's son, his famous basketball player from Texas. Would you stand up?
Other announcements? Yes.
Please mark your calendars for Districts 5 joint meeting between Rogers County Cherokee Association, the Victory Cherokee Organization, and the Tulsa Cherokee Community Organization on Tuesday, July 17th from 6 to 8 in the Augusta Room at the Hard Rock Golf Course. Thank you.
Any other announcements? Okay.
Second.
Motion is second, having been made to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next meeting will be July 16th, and thank you all for coming.